I've been sitting here trying to figure out how to start this episode, and I can't figure it out. So I'm just going to say that in this episode, I'm going to talk about how I've outgrown that old version of me. And what does that even mean? How does that connect to you? Maybe you're feeling a little bit like, wow, I've been in business for a long time, or I've been in my career for a long time, and I feel like I've moved on and things are different now, and I'm feeling a bit stuck and like it's not the right match anymore. It's kind of like when you put on an outfit that has been a favorite of yours, and it looks really good on you and you wear it well, and then you look in the mirror and you're like, I just don't love it anymore. I'm just not feeling my best in it anymore. I want a change. I want something different. I want something to represent me fully. So it wasn't until I actually had one of my coaches say this to me, because I know I've outgrown a lot of the work I've done because I'm taking it to a completely bigger level. And I know I'm on a bigger mission, and that's going to be another podcast coming up. And I've had a lot of success, been in business now, uh what is it, 13, 14 years. And I've been in business for a long time and I've had a lot of success. And that's why I moved from life coaching to mainly doing business coaching, because people kept coming to me for that. And I don't say that to brag. I just say that to kind of show this transition that I'm in. And I've had a lot of success doing things a certain way. And I've thought, okay, I've outgrown those things, those offerings. And I have outgrown the way I have done it. Not to say that I won't do it a similar way, but I'm going to do it at a higher level. And it's been great. It's been wonderful. And I agree that I've outgrown those things. And a lot of my clients are like, does that mean like you're not working with me anymore or whatever? And I'm like, no, that's not what it is. You're just getting me at this higher level now, which is really exciting. And it's been this way for a while, that I just haven't felt the same drive and joy to be doing these other pieces. But it wasn't until my coach actually said to me, Diane, you have outgrown that version of you. And I was like, right, I haven't just outgrown the things and how I did them and my offerings and my services and all that. I've actually outgrown who I am. And we all do that. You are maybe in version 9.0 of you, insert your name here, right? And that's what we're constantly doing. We're constantly up leveling, but sometimes it's not just a natural flow or shift. Sometimes we need to, as us, really take a moment and sit there and think, what of the old do I need to shed to be able to come into the new? And I know a lot of people use the caterpillar into a butterfly journey, that whole metamorphosis. But it's true, you can't be a caterpillar. Maybe that's the new thing you are. You can't be a caterpillar and a butterfly at the same time. But I think that's what I've been doing. I have one foot in the caterpillar and one foot in the butterfly, and I just need to go full blown into the butterfly. Or maybe I'm like version 20 of the butterfly, who knows? But I've outgrown the way I used to do things. I've outgrown the way things I used to offer. And then, therefore, I've also outgrown the way I showed up and I'm showing up currently. So at that point, it's not like I was a bad version of me, like a negative, lower version of me in that case. I was a full person and I was making decisions based on the knowledge I had, the experience I had, the tools, skills, all that, and who I was being. And over the past few years, I've had major, like, friction, I'd say, feeling a bit stuck, feeling a little bit lazy, unmotivated, unfocused. But because I'm a coach, because I'm A-type and driven and motivated, normally I still was able to do and accomplish and have a lot of things happening. However, what I was doing in the past was based on who I was in the past. Still me, but there is this newly evolved version. And so it is time. Maybe this is true for you. It's time to be to not be half in and half out anymore. It's like standing between two worlds, and you can't stand between the two worlds because when you do, you don't know how to be, right? It's not even just you don't know what to offer and you don't know how to brand yourself and you don't know how to speak about what you do, but you don't even know how to show up anymore. I went this morning to get my new driver's license photo done, and you know how fun that is. And I thought about my last one, and I think in my last one, I just rocked up there and like got a photo taken. And this time I put some thought into it, and my son, when I went to leave, he goes, "Where are you going? You're all dressed up." And it was like, it wasn't that I knew that my outfit would be part of the photo. It's how I wanted to be in that photo. And I know you can't smile, and I know you can't pose, and I know that the photos usually suck. But it was really cool because even when I went in there, I never get to see it. I never get to redo it unless my eyes are closed or I smiled somehow or whatever it may be, and they don't have the clear shot. But the guy today said, "Do you want to have a look here?" Showed me it and said, "Would you like, you happy with that?" And I've never been asked if I'm happy with my photo for a driver's license before. And I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it again," because I had my chin up and it looks weird. And so I went to do it again, and then I was overly chin down. And this is why you need to have a good photographer, because I'm either chin up or chin down. And then I said, "Oh, my chin's really far down now." It's like, "Yeah, just be neutral. Let's make this one be the one." And then the next one, I was like, "Cool, this is it." But it was funny because I showed up differently. I showed up today like the newer version of me, this current version of me. And as I said, you might be in version 9.0 of yourself, but have you actually honored it? Have you actually honored the change and the growth and who you were being? Or are you supposed to be in version 14 of you, but there's still that notification kind of thing, that notification internally that's saying it's time to upgrade. It's time to go to this newer version of you, but you're not. If we think of different platforms like Zoom or our phones, there are different versions for a reason. They run faster, they run better, they're smarter, more intuitive, more authentic to us if we think of who we're being. And when you're standing between the two worlds, two versions, the old one and the new upgraded, they can't run properly. You can't run properly if you are between the two. And I'll tell you, if you are in an old version and you're not moving forward, things will feel slow. You'll be in dissonance. There'll be friction. There will be a void of energy. It's going to drain you. And that's how I've been feeling a little bit, because there is this need for me to fully upgrade, and I'm there, and I just have to literally say it. And so sometimes with your coach or the person that is helping you to move forward, because I truly believe you cannot do this type of work by yourself. It wasn't until my coach said, "You've outgrown this version of you," that I went, yes, I have. And that's what's been feeling off. Like, I'm still doing great work. I'm still supporting my clients, because in those moments when I'm supporting my clients, I am this newer version of me. I am at my fullest and my best. But the other times, and I want you to think about that too, have you been able to fully be yourself? And so there's been some shedding over the past few years, shedding of people, shedding of places. And I'm so in tune now when I show up places and it is not the place I need to be. It's hard for me to be there. Maybe you felt that way too with people in your life, that you're on this trajectory of moving up and moving forward, but maybe you've been held back. So I had to ask myself, and you can ask yourself now, like, what has stopped you from stepping fully into that next piece, that next version, that newer, better, shiny version of you? I've talked before about how sometimes with clients, when they come to me, they're living in black and white. And if you've seen The Wizard of Oz, like at the start of the movie, everything's in black and white. And then all of a sudden it goes to color and it's vibrant. And that's kind of what I see in people. In the beginning, it's this void of energy. They're alive in front of me, but they don't have that spark, that mojo that's there. They're drained, they're fatigued, they're in that dissonance, but really we want to be in the color. And so I guess that's also why the caterpillar to the butterfly is a really good analogy, to be visual to the color. Yes, I get caterpillars are in like bright greens and stuff sometimes and other bright colors, but when we think of butterflies, we think of vibrancy and almost like, that opulence of how they're shining and the color changes like a holographic almost, and the shimmery metallic-y tones that go in there. And so the key thing to think about here, and probably why I felt a little bit like cocooning and pulling back and hiding a little bit, was that if you don't step forward, you will internally die a slow death, and you're going to lose out to the old you. The old you is going to take up more space. The old you is going to push out the color and keep you in the black and the white. And so you have to make that decision that not only you've outgrown that old version of you, but that you will be the new version, which the new, I believe, is just the most authentic, current, best version of you that you were meant to be. So this is kind of where we're going over the next few episodes. I'm going to talk a little bit about the change of mission. I'm going to bring in M&M, and not the candy, the wrapper. I'm going to bring in that. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about how to step into who you're meant to be. Feel like this is what the world and you as my listener are really striving for right now. It's like things just don't feel where they need to be. They don't feel how you want them. And you've outgrown where things have been and what you've been doing. But do you actually have permission to say you've outgrown who you're being? Can be a really scary place to be, because what does that mean? It means stepping into a bigger, more fuller version of you. So let's see where this journey goes. I would love to hear how this resonated with you, the pieces that did, or the questions that this brought up for you. My energy is a little bit more settled, grounded here. I'm not kind of up in my excitement where I get to sometimes. I'll see kind of how that goes over the next few episodes. But would love to hear your thoughts. Shoot me an email, Diane@DianeRolston.com, or put some comments below wherever you're either seeing this on YouTube, listening to this on the Diane Rolston podcast called Dynamic Women. So it's the Diane Rolston YouTube channel or the Dynamic Women podcast. Or maybe you're reading this as a blog on my website or seeing it as a social post. There's so many different places that I put this content out because I want to be able to reach you. I don't want you to be feeling like you're stuck in the cocoon and you just want to bust out and you can't, and it's scary and you don't know how and you don't know what's wrong and you don't know why you're acting like a sloth. And you're feeling that dissonance, that lack of energy, the void of energy, life in black and white. It's time now to hit subscribe, share with a friend, and I would love it if you would give us a 5-star review. Share what this podcast has meant to you or what this episode has meant to you. And when you do, please screenshot it, send it over to team@DianeRolston.com with your mailing address so that we can send you a little something special in the mail. Take care, everyone. And until next time, stay dynamic. Bye.